Hi again, everybody. Mr. Clyde here. Welcome back to my channel. And this will be part 3 of the Grove, Oklahoma Coin Show buys and sells. This will be the business side of the show, as well as I'll lump in the Columbus show that I left Grove Saturday at 3 in the afternoon, drove all night, all the way home, and then got up at 8 o'clock the next morning and went to a coin show in Columbus, about 70 miles away or so, because I'm a savage and I didn't really buy that much stuff at Grove. So I went up to Columbus just to look around, and I found quite a few things. So let's get started with the business side of the Grove show. This is just informational, sort of educational. I'm not a coin dealer. I'm not. I'm I guess what you would call a part-time seller and buyer. Not really looking to do it full-time to make a living. Just pick up things that I like, and if someone were to pay me more money for them, then I'd sell them. If not, then I just keep it in my collection. So the show at Grove was pretty slow for me. I didn't sell very much stuff. I only ended up doing about a little more than half of what my expenses were, and that was just in total sales, so that doesn't count profit. So my total cost of being there was about $1,000, and my total sales to the public were about $650, and about $100 of that was profit. So subtract 100 from the 1,000, and I'm about $900 in the hole for doing the Grove show. At the end of the show, I did sell $250 face of 90% silver to another dealer at 20 times face, and I had it out there at the show for 22 times face, and for 23 for some. Well, it was in between 22 and 23. They were just packages that I made up to sell. They had $1.40 face at 90%, and two 40%ers, and then the other one I had was 65 cents face of 90% and a 40%er. And those packages were $19 and $40. And I didn't sell any of those packages. I made up about 150 of them. None of them sold. So broke them all up and counted everything out, and sold it to the dealer for 20 times face. And the reason I did that is because I have a lot of 90%, and I watch the prices fluctuate just as much as everyone else does. And in the last month and a half, 2 months, silver's down $5 an ounce. So $5 an ounce on the multiplier, it means it went from about 19 of a multiplier to around 15. So when the multiplier is 15, people just aren't going to be that apt to pay over about 20. 20 is probably the limit when the multiplier is at 15. And I was seeing a lot of resistance at that 21, 22 mark. And I just felt it necessary to maybe sell off a little bit of what I had, and hopefully hang on to it and regroup and be able to buy back cheaper. I think that silver is probably going to get hit a couple more times, and I think we're going to see sub 20s, maybe even sub 19s by August time. So in my opinion, I think silver hits about 1850 before it starts to show any kind of a rebound. And first and foremost, silver is a long game hold against inflation, but we're seeing record inflation now, and it isn't working. It's just not working. They're going to hold it down as much as they can. They're going to push it down as much as they can with the paper price, and there really isn't much we can do about it. So I decided to maneuver out of it a little bit and just have some free cash to be able to buy back silver when it gets cheaper, because in my opinion it will be cheaper. So off of that, I made about a point, which is 10%. So I made around $500 off of that, and added to the $600 profit. My expenses were $1,000, so I'm about $400 in the hole for the Pro Show. I did raise cash. I didn't really need to raise cash, but I did raise cash. So hopefully I can make $400 with that $500, with that $5,000, $5,650 actually, and come out even down the road. But as far as the Grove Show went, in the hole about $400 business side. It doesn't count meeting all the nice people and putting names to faces and all that. Just purely from a business side, I just wanted to give people sort of a different view of how shows can go or how shows will go, as opposed to just going to a show to meet a bunch of friends. It can be costly. It can be costly when you don't sell stuff, you know. If I just would have driven there and back in a day or two and just been there and hung out and spent a couple $100, you know, 100% understand it. But if you want to go and actually set up at some of these shows, you really have to be ready to just take one for the team sometimes. So that will conclude the Grove, Oklahoma part. And like I said, drove all night, woke up early in the morning, went to Columbus to another coin show where I bought quite a lot of stuff. And as I suspected, with silver being down so much, I looked on dealers' tables. They had bags of $50 face, of Benji's Walkers, Washington Quarters, Merc Dimes, and Rosie Dimes. And I asked how much. I was quoted almost all the time 21 or 22 times face. As the show got later on in the day, I noticed some of the dealers marked it down to just 20 times face. So that would have been hard for me to do, to compete with other people who are actually dealers who buy and sell this stuff all the time, whereas I don't really buy and sell it all the time. So good for me that I got out at the 20, which is what I figured, and I can buy it back right now for 20 from a number of places. And I suspect that if silver gets hit again, I might even hit up another dealer who I know buys a lot of collections and gets a lot of 90%, and he just wants to move it. So he might even be around the 18 number, maybe even the 17 number. So that would be good if I could get back in and then sort of make some points on top of what I made, and then cost average the rest of my stack down, because I still have a ton of 90%. But bring you in on some of the buys here. Went to Columbus, and mostly the buys came from a dealer's bargain bin. And you guys always have to look in these bargain bins, especially if you're stacking silver, like we all are. You really have to look, because you'll find some deals. And I found this deal here. This is just a 65 proof set, 66 proof set, 67 proof set, and they were marked $3 a set. So spot price on melt price on a 40% is about $3.25. So I got it a quarter back a spot, and then the other 41 cents that comes with it were free. So bought those three, and I looked through and hoped to find more, but they didn't have any more. And I'll bring you in on this one here. Bought these from a dealer. Stake quarter sets. You know, these are 90% silver. And dealer had a huge bin of nothing but proof sets, ranging from all years and commemorative coins. You know, things like the Girl Scout 100th anniversary coin, the Louis Braille 100th anniversary coin, the larger silver sets that have the presidential dollars in them, even things like 81 proof sets, 85, just a litany of proof sets. So he was selling everything for bid, and talked him out of these at 20 a piece. Bid was $22. I said, if I do 5 of them, would you just do $100? And he said, yeah, no problem. So we got these for 20 a piece. There's 5 90% quarters in here. So I basically paid $4 a piece for 90% unimpaired silver quarters. And right now, I believe melt is $3 and I want to say 90 cents, $3.85 in that ballpark. So basically paid melt for the silver quarters, which was great. And I wanted to let you guys know that you should definitely look for these, because a number of dealers had them for 25 bucks, which is 20 times face on the quarters. And then a number of other dealers had them for a little more, and then one guy had them for 22, and I was trying to talk him out of getting them for 20. He said no, and then I went back and he was busy with another guy, and I just kind of actually forgot about it. I walked around the rest of the show and just kind of forgot about it, and then I never bought them. So could have bought some more 22, which would have been, you know, about 17 times face, I believe, in that ballpark. To another dealer had these America the Beautiful sets, a 2014, a 2015, a 2016, and 2017. And again, said, what can you do me on all of them? And he said 20 bucks a piece, and I said okay, no problem. I love paying melt for silver quarters that also have a collector value, you know, still in the holders, still in the original box, still has the certificates and all that stuff, and all of those do. The state sets do, and these America the Beautifuls do as well. So can't get mad at that. If I had to sell them, I would take $25 a piece for them and make $5 a set. So I would make about $45, and then of course I would just go and try to find more of these and buy them anywhere north of 20 for sure. Same dealer also had some of these 87 proof sets. These are the 87 S's. And if you coin roll hunt like I do, then you'll know that the 87s are pretty hard to find. They are NIFCs. They were never issued for circulation, never intended for circulation, as well as the 70 proof set. I bought the 76 proof set because it's my birth year. So that one will go in the collection. And I bought some 87 Unk sets, P&D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. I sell those for $10 a piece. And I paid $4 a piece for them. Same thing on these. I paid $4 a piece, and I asked 10, and you know, somebody wants to give me 8 or something, or I'll send them down the road. I picked up some of these as well. These Eisenhower silver dollars, and these come in the blue envelope, blue Ikes. So you get your certificate here, and then you get your Ike. See, that's a silver Ike quarter, half dollar. And I picked those up for $8 a piece. And I see them all the time for around $12 a piece. So if I could sell them for $12 a piece, I would, no problem. And I picked up a bunch of them, a whole bunch of them. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We picked up 13 of those guys. I'll just show you here, fan them out, I guess. A little 40% Ike porn for you guys. Also picked up 2 of these 76 bicentennial sets. Now this has the silver Ike, as well as the quarter, as well as the half dollar. So, see all of them. Okay. And it comes with the insert in the box and everything. And I picked these up for $11, and I think maybe he wasn't sure on the math, because $11 technically is cheaper than what I paid for the Ike. So I paid $8 for the Ike, and then the Kennedy is worth about $3 or so at Melt, and then I basically got the quarters for free. So that was a pretty good deal for me, and I looked and looked and looked for more of them, but he only had 2. So I think I ended up spending about $120 with that dealer. Not a really great buy, but I mean, not a large amount of money to buy, but a little bit, you know. Spend $120 and probably get back somewhere around $200. So that's pretty good. Pretty good as far as a profit return on my investment. And then I picked up some Toner Morgans, and pretty much the only thing I collect are Toner Morgans and silver certificates, things like, you know, like these guys here, red seals, blue seals, gold seals, and then of course I have a lot of 90% junk silver in my stack as well. So pick these up here. I'm not sure if the light's going to be able to get them, because I put them in plastic baggies so I don't scratch them, but probably see that that is quite the toner, and it tones blue-green. The back, same thing, blue-green toner, and that's in 1885. This is a 21. Don't see many 21 toners. See if you can see that through the baggie there. There's an amp. Okay. See that toner there? I picked up this one too. This one tones pink, and you don't see very many that tone pink. I think it's coming through. It looks like it's coming through. And on the back too, tones pink. Pretty much the prerequisite for me to buy Morgans and holders is that they both have to tone both sides. So this is an 1884 O, and it's a 3, and that's a 421, and that's a 3, 1885, and that's a 3. So what I do pretty much is whatever the book is, I just try to pay around what the book listed at. And if they charge me a little bit more for color, you know, up to about 10% or so for color, and I like it, then I just buy it. Because after all, you got to buy what you like, and you know, that's what makes your collection you. That's what defines it as yours. You know, you just buy everything that you like. And if I were able to sell some of these, and I were able to get, you know, $20 or $25 more than what I paid a piece, then I probably would sell them, and I would just look for some more. But I got all of these Morgans under $85. So I believe this one lists for $70, and I paid $75. These I believe are $77, and I believe $70 as well, and I paid $80. Actually, I paid $85 for this one, and I paid $80 for this one. So a little bit more than what it lists for. Like I say, I did get charged for color, but you know what? I like them when they tone blue-green, and I pretty much always buy them. Pretty much always buy them. Actually, let's take you back to the Grove Show, because I forgot that I bought these Morgans at the Grove Show. Let's bring them in here. Aha! It blew back to me. She blew back. There we go. All right, and we're going to talk about this one in just a minute, because this is a birthday note. So we're going to talk about it in just a minute. Probably was getting anxious. It wanted to make the video and wanted to make sure I remembered it. So I bought these at the Grove Show. These are just common date Morgans. There's a 21S and a 21D. 1889, 040, 81, and that was it. That's what I bought off them, those 5. So I bought these 5 off of a dealer at the Grove Show, and I had about $27 a piece in them, and I just put them in my showcase for $30 a piece. And as you can see, I took all of them home, so we didn't sell them. But you know, $30 a piece for just common day Morgans is a pretty fair price in my opinion. And maybe we'll just sell them the next time that I do a show, if I decide to do another show. Picked up these 2 toner Morgans, and these are beauts. These are really beautiful ones. They have the full rainbow on the back too. You can see that full rainbow. Just beautiful Morgans, and not a whole lot of marks. There's a couple little contact marks on the jaw, but other than that, pretty clean. All the fields are clean. And this 83, same way. Just a beautifully toned Morgan. I mean, just gorgeous. And the back, again, the full rainbow back. And breast feathers are a little bit light on this one. Let's see this one. Breast feathers a little bit light on that one too. But not a lot of contact marks, not a lot of chatter anywhere. No big long jaggedy strikes or anything. So these were raw, and I paid him what he was asking for them. I paid him $50 a piece for them. Just because, again, if they were in holders and they were 3s or they were 2s or 4s, they would run about that plus the grading fee. You know, they would still be $70 to $85 or so. So $50 raw was pretty decent. I think they're at least 2s, if not 3s. And you know, they could be more. I guess it depends on what the guy had for lunch that day. But they could even be a higher grade than that. I'm not sure. I picked up a couple other things at the Grove Show, and they were just kind of goofy things, just that I liked. Just kind of goofy things. This Indian head penny, it's a toner. You know, I picked it up for $1. So, again, I like cheap stuff. You gotta buy what you like. I picked this up for $10. And that's 20 times face. And the reason I picked it up is because of the capital holder. I just like these capital holders. What I'll probably end up doing is I'll end up putting a really nice Walking Liberty in here, and I'll pop this common one out, and then probably try to ask $20 for it or something in the capital holder. You know, put a decent teen Walking Liberty in there and try to get a little bit more money out of it that way. There was one more. Oh, here it is. Again, bought this. I don't know why you would grade this, but apparently someone did. So it's IGC AU55, and again, I paid $10 for it. It's just a 55, nothing special, but it does give me an idea of what they look like in an AU55 condition. So if you guys see this kind of goofy stuff and it's $10 or less, you know, I would go ahead and buy it. If you're not very good at calling the grades, I would just buy it just as an example. I wouldn't use IGC. I would try to get PCGS or NGC or NX, but you're probably not going to find one low graded like that for $10, but you might. But good idea to have one just on hand to where you can compare conditions, because if this was in my junk pile, like in a junk buy that I did, I'd be pumped, because the ones I get don't really look like this. You know, they're a little bit more worn, not quite as defined. And that's pretty much going to do it. I did buy a couple things from some people walking around, but it was mainly 90% silver, and I just sold it to the dealer with the other big lot of silver that I had. Some Benjis and some Walkers, and I think there were a couple Kennedys in there. So pretty much that is going to do it. for the quote-unquote business side of the Grove, Oklahoma Coin Show. So if you guys decide that you want to maybe go to a coin show and set up, you know, always have to take into account your expenses and all of that stuff. And good to go to a show to meet a bunch of people and friends and everything. And as long as you know going into that you're just probably just going to meet a bunch of people and put names to faces and just kind of have a good time, then that's great. But if you go there expecting to make money, may not happen. May not happen. And I don't mean just that show. I mean any show. You know, I heard that there were going to be a lot of other meetups. One was going to be in Texas. One was going to be in California. One was going to be, I think there's going to be one in Illinois somewhere. So if you go, just remember that if you're not a coin dealer, like I'm not a coin dealer, you're probably not going to make much money and probably going to be stuck on your expenses. But if you're going there just to have a great experience, just to meet everybody, meet all the YouTubers, then that's more than worth it. More than worth the price of admission. So until next time, please like and subscribe. And I have hit 300 subscribers, and I'll probably be making a video about that in the near future. And I want to say thank to everybody for liking and subscribing and putting my channel out there and helping me get into the community and grow. And I couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you very much, and Mr. Cloud out.